there, Vault Dwellers, Naked Vault Dweller here, and in this video we're going to cover the basics of the Pip Boy and some of its functions. If you like how-tos, tips and tricks, and walkthroughs, occasionally mixed in with some poorly executed dad jokes, then you're definitely in the right spot. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, like the video, and if you would, hit the notification icon so you'll know just when I release another video. Okay, so Fallout 76 is getting new players all the time, and a lot of those players have never played any of the previous Fallouts. And that's great, because I remember being in your shoes too. Alright, well, there is this thing called a Pip Boy that's attached to your arm, and we're going to cover some of the basics of that Pip Boy in this video. For me, I'm a PC user, but I know that Xbox and PlayStation users also play this game too. I'll point out different locations you can look to make the changes that we make in the game today. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to hit the tab button on the PC, or hit the circle button on the PlayStation, or hit the B button on the Xbox to bring up the Pip Boy. From there, you're going to look at the bottom of the screen. It's going to show you your controls to navigate the Pip Boy menu. And looking at the top, you'll also see stat, item, data, and radio, which we'll go over. Since we're starting here on the status screen, you'll see that we have the food level here as well as our hydration level. And these are mechanics that aren't really important anymore, or at least not at the moment, but it's still something to note. Down here below the Vault Boy, you'll also see your weapon damage value as well as your armor damage value, respectively. And just below that, you'll see your level, which I'm kind of ashamed to show, and your level bar as well as your hit points currently. And way over here to your far right is your AP, which stands for action points. It's a mechanic that's in the game that allows you to do a number of things, including run and also use your VATS attack. Finally, before we skip over to effects, you'll see these little marks next to the Vault Boy. Those denote whether or not you have limb damage or not. Jumping over here to effects, you'll see that we're well fed and hydrated, and all your bonus effects are going to be listed here, as well as your negative effects, such as diseases and sicknesses. You can also get effects randomly through mutations caused by radiation. Next, we'll jump over here to the special, and if you've played Fallout before, you'll know that this is nothing new. And this is a list of all your current attributes in the game assigned with a numeric value. Lastly, underneath stat, you have collections where you've picked up a number of things throughout Appalachia and Fallout 76 that are assigned different values for the different vendors you'll be able to purchase items from. And out of all the items listed here, caps are the only ones that are tradable to other players. Next, we'll jump on over to the item tab and put us into the new category. Looking down here in the bottom left hand corner, you'll see that our weight is currently set to 175, which is our maximum. And then you'll see our current weight, which is 136. And presently I have 27,000 caps. The maximum at this time is 30,000, but I think that's going to be bumped up on the next update. Now we'll slide over here to the weapons, and in the weapons category, it's pretty much lined up in alphabetical order. If you look at the bottom, you'll see that you can actually sort everything by certain types. And when it comes to sorting weapons, I actually like to sort by weight, because weapons can get a little out of hand sometimes if you let it. If I find an item listed in my inventory that I don't want, I can hit the R key or whatever the assigned key is for your platform, and it will drop it right there where you're standing. Next, we'll jump on over to the armor section, where you'll see all your armor listed here. Your power armor can also be accessed as well at this point if you want to place it on the ground and enter it. Apparel happens to be one of the newer features of the Pip Boy, and it's not the same as armor, even though that it kinda is. Some of the items that you can equip inside Apparel will give you some protection, but it's not exactly like armor. It's more like cosmetics. Next, we'll jump over to food and drink, and in here you'll find exactly that, food and drink. There's many items in Fallout 76 that you'll be able to consume. Most foods and drinks will fall into this category, and maybe a few other items too. Now select the aid category, where you'll find your stim packs right away, mutations, a bunch of different types of drugs such as Fury and Mentats, all to benefit you in one way or another so that you can survive better in the wasteland. Next, we'll jump over to Miscellaneous, where you'll see a number of items listed in here. Your keys will fall in this location, plus, nuclear key cards. Just be careful in this area, because you'll easily lose weight if you're not careful. You have to sort the stuff by weight. That way you don't get over encumbered carrying something you shouldn't be carrying, like, 500 pounds of gunpowder. Moving over to the holotape section, you're going to see audio recordings and games located in this section. There's a good deal of quests out there that will reference holotapes inside of your inventory, so you'll want to check here often. And your notes section here will be just that, notes that you pick up in the world. Maps will also fall into this location, as well as plans that you have and have not learned. Many of the weapons that you find in Appalachia will have the capability of being modded. A lot of these mods are just laying around in the world. When you pick them up, they'll fall into this category. This last section is going to be ammo, and it's kind of self-explanatory what this section is for. You still want to be careful though. It can kind of get out of hand if you're not careful, so sort this stuff by weight. Make sure you get rid of any ammunition that is weighting you down. Okay, so we're halfway there. All right, let's jump over to data, and in data you're going to find quest items that you're currently working on. A lot of times you'll walk into an area and a quest will automatically appear for you. You'll see it appear in your top right hand corner. You'll also see it denoted by a square box next to the quest. You can toggle these quests on and off. It does help some when you're looking at your compass down below when you're navigating Appalachia. And I can't tell you how many times I've made the mistake of following the wrong marker inside of Appalachia just because I selected the wrong quest or I had another quest open that I shouldn't have. And if that's happened to you before, leave us a comment down below and see if you do what I do, which is, crawl underneath my desk in the fetal position. And moving over to the side quest category, it's kind of the same thing as the main quest category. It does have a miscellaneous category, which means that if you don't hover over that, you can have 5 or 6 quests down in there that you didn't even know you had. And as you complete more and more quests and advance in level, you're going to get more and more daily quests that you can complete. Those quests are going to fall underneath the daily category. The last thing that we're going to find underneath the data category is event, and I would really like to give you an awesome explanation as to why this is in here. And unless I'm wrong, as far as I know, events kick off and they're pretty random, so I don't know why they're here. And maybe one of you guys can leave a comment down below and explain that one to us. I also want to point out, before we go over to the radio category, the time down here at the bottom, which shows 3:02 p.m. And it's pretty good about keeping track of the time of the day down here in your Pip Boy, as well as the date, except the date never changes. The time does, date never does. So you have like a serious case of Groundhog's Day. Hey, at least it's not snowing. Jumping over to radio, you're going to find numerous stations that you can listen to. I do not listen to them because a lot of this stuff is copyrighted, so I just don't play radios at all. But if you want to listen in and tune in to some of these channels, you can actually get quests off of them. And for some quests that you see out there, you'll actually have to tune into that radio station, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be playing music. A lot of times it's just someone talking. Looking down here at the bottom bar, you're going to see where it says view. If you hit the view key, whatever platform you're on, it's going to change from Pip Boy to kind of a transparent, opaque version of the Pip Boy. And most of the time, this is the view that I use. It's a little cleaner and easier to navigate, but it's completely up to you how you prefer to use it. The last thing I want to show you guys is that the Pip Boy actually has a built-in flashlight on it. Many players actually don't know that when they first start playing. For us on the PC, it's holding the tab key down until the light comes on. And for the PlayStation users, it's going to be the O key, as well as the Xbox players, it's going to be the B key. Hold that key down, you'll hear the light come on, and voila. Okay, so I'm sure I missed a pile of things doing this Pip Boy video. I encourage our veteran players to leave comments down below and help navigate this area for new players with us. And speaking of navigate, I didn't realize how bad of a driver I was until my navigation system said to me, in 400 feet, do a slight right, stop, and let me out. And that's it for me, Vault Dwellers. Thanks for watching.
See where she landed. I just jumped on top of this thing and she landed right there with me. What is it doing?